Good morning all. Today we are going to discuss about the histology of salivary glands. In the histology of salivary glands, we are going to see the objectives. Those are introduction. In the introduction part, we are going to discuss about what is gland, from where the gland is arises, all these things. What is depth, where it is present. We are going to see all these things in the introduction. And next, the main topic here is salivary glands. What type of gland it is in. Next, types of salivary glands, major salivary glands and minor salivary glands, and what are the functions of the saliva. All these things we are going to discuss about today. First, we are going to discuss about the gland. What is gland? Gland is nothing but it is a group of epithelial cells. It is a group of epithelial cells that are arranged in a it is a group of epithelial cells that are specialized in secretion. See, these are the group of epithelial cells which are present in the surface of the tissue, surface of the connective tissue. These epithelial cells which will be lies along with the supporting connective tissue. This is the supporting connective tissue. This is about the gland. The epithelial cells which will be invasinates into the deep tissue. It is called as a gland. This part is called as a gland. Next, types of glands. These types of glands are two types, that is unicellular glands and multicellular glands. Before going that, first from where these glands are present. These are the glands which we are going to see in the digestive system. These glands will be seen in the digestive system. These are, what are the importance of this? How the digestive system is designed. This digestive system is designed for main functions. What are the main functions? Here it will receive food. It will take food and water. The first important thing is to receive food and water. Next, it will absorb the water and its nutritive substance. What are the food and water we are taking? It will be absorbed. The important nutritive food and absorption. Next, the expelling of the waste, solid waste. It will expel the solid waste. All these things will be gone through with the help of GIT, gastrointestinal tract or alimentary canal. We all know the parts of the alimentary canal. First, it is a oral cavity. It will be continuous as a esophagus, and next stomach. It will be continuous as duodenum, jejunum, and small intestines, and it will be continuous as ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and descending colon will be continuous downwards as a sigmoid colon. Sigmoid colon will be continuous as a anal canal. So first we are going to receive the food and water through oral cavity, and the rest of the part is absorbed by the mainly by the stomach and the intestines and expelled through the anal canal. Next, how the digestive system is organized in two groups. This is organized in two groups. Already we had discussed about the alimentary canal. This is the organization of the alimentary canal. And next, accessory glands of digestive system. What are the accessory glands of the digestive system? The accessory glands are the digestive system are mainly tongue, tooth, salivary glands, and liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. These are the main accessory glands of the digestive system. Tooth, tongue, salivary glands, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. These are the main accessory salivary glands. Accessory digestive glands in the alimentary canal. First, already we have discussed about the gland. It is a group of cells that having specialized in secretion. Its main function is secretion. These epithelial cells will be lies along with the supporting connective tissue. It consists of two types of glands. One is unicellular glands and other one is multicellular glands. Unicellular gland. In the unicellular gland, what is unicellular gland? In the name itself, we are saying that uni means single. Only single specialized cell, epithelial cell, secreting cell. Epithelial secreting cell is present among all the non-secretory cells. These are all the non-secretory epithelial cells. Whereas only single epithelial secretory cell is present in the surface of the membrane. This is a unicellular gland. Example for the unicellular gland is goblet cells, where you are going to see the goblet cells in the trachea. This is about the unicellular gland. It is nothing but a single specialized secretory epithelial cells will be present among the non-secretory cells on the surface of the membrane. Example is goblet cells. Next, coming to the multicellular glands. In the name itself, it is indicating that multi means it is having many secretory cells. It consists of many secretory cells formed by invaginating into the deep connective tissue. Invaginating into the deep tissue. See how the epithelial cell is invaginating into the deep connective tissue. This invagination also will be supported by this connective tissue. Most of the exocrine glands are multicellular glands. All the multicellular glands are the examples for the exocrine gland. They have duct. See, this is the duct of the this is the duct of the gland. This is the serous cecina of the gland. See here. This is the surface epithelium. This surface epithelium which will be invaginated into the supporting connective tissue. See, this is the connective tissue. It will be invaginated deep to the tissue and forms a duct. This part is called as a duct of the gland. Right? This duct will be continuous downwards as a secretory unit. Secretory unit. This secretory unit is nothing but acinus. Secretory unit is nothing but acinus, are also called as a secretory entities. This is a acinus or secretory entities. The secretory entities will be continuous as a duct. Through this duct, it will be expels the secretions through the oral cavity or to the surface of the gland. This is about the exocrine gland. Exocrine gland is nothing but it is having a invagination. There is a invagination. The epithelial cells will be which will be invaginates into deep tissue and forms a duct and acinus. Whereas there is a communication, there is a connecting between the surface epithelium and deep part. Okay, there is a the secretory part will be expelled to the oral cavity through this duct. The secretion product which will be excretes through this duct to the surface of the oral cavity. This is about the exocrine gland. Coming to the endocrine gland. This is the endocrine gland. Here see there is no duct. Here duct is disappears. Here duct is disappears. This is the surface epithelium. This is the duct. This duct part is disappears. So this is the acinus part. This acinus, this secretory product which will be directly enters into the blood streams. This will be directly release the secreted products into the blood streams. So it is called as an endocrine gland. Endocrine gland which will be release their secretory products into the blood stream. Whereas exocrine glands it will be expels onto the surface of the oral cavity through the duct. Whereas in exocrine gland duct is present, whereas in endocrine gland duct is absent. This is about the multicellular gland. Next, coming to the salivary gland. What is salivary gland? Accessory glands, exocrine glands are the salivary glands. Accessory and glands of the GAT. These are the glands of the GAT, accessory glands of the GAT, which will be lies outside the oral cavity. All these parotid gland, submandibular gland, sublingual gland, all this will be lies outside the oral cavity. Whereas minor glands, see, these are the minor glands. Salivary glands are the accessory glands of the GAT, which will be lies outside the oral cavity. And pours its secretions into the oral cavity. These are two types. Already we had discussed before that salivary glands are two types. One is major salivary glands and next one is minor salivary glands. Major salivary glands are 3 in number. These are 3 in number. These are larger, which will be lies outside the oral cavity. The 3 major salivary glands are parotid gland, which will be lies in front and just below the auricle. This is a parotid gland, and this is the submandibular gland, which will be lies in the submandibular fossa, and this is the sublingual gland, which will be lies in the sublingual fossa. These both glands will be related with the mandible. Okay, these are the 3 major salivary glands. All these major salivary glands are having ducts. These are the ducts of the salivary gland. And next, coming to the minor salivary glands. These are the minor salivary glands. See, minor salivary glands are labial glands, and next palatine glands. These are the palatine glands, and next these are the pal palatoglossal palatoglossal glands, and next these are the lingual glands. These are all the lingual glands, and next we are going to see the buccal glands on the buccal buccinator muscle. Okay, these are all the minor salivary glands. 90% of the saliva will be secreted from the major salivary glands. 90% of the saliva will be secreted from the major salivary. All the major salivary glands are parotid, submandibular, and sublingual salivary glands. Rest of the 10% of the saliva will be secreted to the oral cavity through minor salivary glands. These minor salivary glands are the present in the oral cavity, whereas major salivary glands which will be lies outside the oral cavity, but it will be communicated through the ducts. Okay, this is about the salivary glands. Coming to the function of the salivary glands, what is the main function? It will be secretes the saliva. It will secretes the saliva, and it will helps in lubrication of oral cavity. It will keeps the mouth in wet. It will lubricates the oral mucus, and it maintains the integrity of the tooth. Maintains the integrity of the tooth. It helps in digestion. It will all the teeth will be break down the food particles into small pieces, and it will be helped by the digestion. The saliva which will be release some enzymes. This will be helps for the digestion, and it acts as an antibacterial property also. It acts as an antibacterial property. These are the main functions of the salivary gland. It secretes the saliva, helps in lubrication, maintains the integrity of the tooth, and helps in digestion, and acts as an antibacterial properties. These are the functions. Next, coming to the classification of the exocrine glands. Classification of the exocrine glands. These exocrine glands are classified in three criteria. These are classified in three criteria. These are based on the shape and branching pattern of the duct. Based on shape and branching pattern of the duct, and next based on mode of release of secretion, and based on the nature of secretion. These are the three criteria where the exocrine glands are classified. First, we are going to discuss about the classification based on shape and branching pattern of the ducts. See, these are the branching pattern and shape of the ducts. These are the shape of the acini, and these are the ducts of the gland, exocrine gland. See, first, this is the surface epithelium. This is the surface epithelium. The surface epithelium which will be invaginates into a deep tissue. So this is the simple tubular gland. See, this is the acinar cell is in tubular in shape. The acinar cell is in tube-like structure. See, this is a tubular cell. It is having a single duct. So it is called as a simple tubular gland. Next, coming to the simple branch tubular. See, here the duct is one, whereas these tubular glands are more. The duct is one single, whereas the tubular glands are more. So it is called as a simple branch tubular glands. Here, in simple tubular gland, here you are going to see a single tubule, whereas in simple branch tubular glands, you are going to see more number of tubular acinar cells. Okay, here you are going to see more number of acinar cells. Next, coming to the simple coil. See, here also we are going to see a single duct with the acinar cell is in coil shape. Acinar cell is in coil shape. So this is called as a simple coil tubular. Simple coil tubular. The acinar cell is in coil here. And next, coming to the simple acinar. So here also we are going to see only a single duct. See, here also we are going to see only a single duct. This whereas here the acinar cell is tubular. In the acinar, it is spherical in shape. The secretory end product or acinar cell is spherical in shape. Whereas here it is tubular in shape. Here it is spherical in shape. So it is called as a simple acinar cell. Coming next, simple branched acinar cells. Simple branched acinar cells. So here also we are going to see only a single duct. For that, here we are going to see a branched acinar cells. Branched acinar cells. They are more than one. So it is called as a simple branched acinar cells. Simple tubular, simple branched tubular, whereas simple coiled tubular, simple acinar, and simple branched acinar. Finally, these are divided. These are the simple acinar glands. And next, coming to the compound type. Compound type of branching pattern of the ducts. See here, the surface epithelium which will be invaginate central deep tissue like the simple branch. Here, the duct will be divides. Here, the duct will be ductal system will be divides. See, this is the main excretory duct. It will be divided into striated ducts. It is divided into striated ducts. Again, this striated duct is divided into acinar ducts. Sorry, intercalated ducts. Striated duct again divides into intercalated ducts. This is the compound tubular. See, for one duct here we are going to see many striated ducts. Here, the single gland will be divides into number of glands. So this is a compound tubular. Next, this is a compound acinar cell. Compound acinar cell. See, here the acinar cells are tubular in shape. So it is called as a compound tubular. Here the compound cells. Here the secretory cells. Secretory end pieces are in acinar in shape or spherical in shape. So here it is called as a compound acinar cells. See, here we are going to see both tubular glands and acinar glands. See, these are the acinar glands and these are the tubular glands. So this is a compound tubular acinar glands. Based on the shape and branching pattern, it is divided into simple and compound. Again, by seeing the shape of the cell, those are tubular 1 and acinar 2 and coiled 3. By these 3 shapes, it will be divided into branching pattern, simple branching pattern and unbranching pattern, single part and branching part. Again, next, coming to the compound, we had discussed about the compound. This is compound tubular. Here we are going to see a number of tubular branches. Main thing here is the duct is divided. Here the duct is. Next, coming to the mode of release of secretions. Mode based on the mode of release of secretion. See, this is a there are 3 types. Here, based on the mode of release of secretions, these are 3 types of cells. We are seeing here. One is merocrine cell, another one is apocrine cells, and the other one is halocrine cells. Merocrine cells, the secretory part takes place by the exocytosis process. It will be takes place by the exocytosis process. Main example for these merocrine cells are parotid gland and pancreas. These are the 2 examples for the merocrine cells. The secretions through which the secretions will be occurs through exocytosis. Whereas coming to the apocrine cells, these are the apocrine cells. The apical portion of the cell, is pinched off. Here, the apical portion of the cell is pinched off. For the apocrine cells, a main example here is mammary glands. Next, coming to the halocrine glands. In the halocrine glands, see, the cell death will be occurs here. And becomes secretory products. These are all the secretory products. The cell death will be occurs and the rest of the product will be becomes as a secretory product. Main example here is sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands are the examples for the halocrine gland. Merocrine will be occurs through exocytosis in the apical portion, whereas in apocrine it will be apical part becomes a pinched off in the cell, whereas in halocrine cell death will be occurs and through secretory products become through the cell death. Okay. Example for merocrine is parotid and pancreas, whereas apocrine gland is for mammary gland, whereas for halocrine, sebaceous gland is an example. Next, coming to the nature of secretion. Coming to the nature of secretion. See, here we are going to see two types of SNS. Two types of SNS. Serous SNS and mucous SNS. SNS is nothing but cells. SNS cells is nothing. Mucous SNS cells is nothing but mucous cell and serous cell. See, this is the serous cell and this is the mucous cell. These serous and mucous cells are the secretory cells. These two are the secretory cells. By these serous cells and mucous cells, this salivary gland is divided into three types. By the serous and mucous cells, this salivary gland is divided into three types. One is serous salivary gland, next one is mucous salivary gland, and next is a mixed salivary. In serous salivary gland is the main example for the parotid gland. Serous salivary gland is the example for the parotid gland. Whereas mucous salivary glands is an example for the minor salivary glands. All the minor salivary glands are mucous salivary glands except Venabnous gland, which is a serous gland. Venabnous gland is a serous gland. That is also one of the minor salivary glands. All the minor salivary glands are mucous salivary glands. Next, coming to the mixed salivary glands. In this mixed salivary glands, it consists of both mucous cells and serous cells. It consists of both mucous cells and serous cells. See, main example for the mixed salivary glands is submandibular gland and sublingual gland. Main example for the mixed salivary glands is submandibular gland and sublingual gland. In the submandibular gland, serous cells are predominantly in the submandibular gland. Serous cells are predominantly more. Whereas in sublingual gland, mucous salivary glands, mucous cells are predominantly more. Whereas in sublingual gland, mucous glands are predominantly more in sublingual gland. These two are the best examples for the mixed salivary glands. Serous SNS cells, mucous SNS cells. By these two cells, these salivary glands are divided into three types: serous salivary gland, mucous salivary gland, and mixed salivary gland. Serous salivary gland is an example for parotid, whereas mixed salivary gland is an example for submandibular and sublingual glands, whereas mucous salivary gland is for minor salivary glands. See how the cell is arranged. This is the mucous gland. These are the mucous glands and these are the serous gland. First, we are going to discuss about the serous gland. This is the serous gland. How the serous gland looks like. How the serous gland looks like. This serous gland, the cells are pyramidal in shape. The cell of the serous gland are pyramidal in shape. The nucleus should be subcentrally arranged. The nucleus is subcentrally placed. It is present in the center of the cell. The cells are nearly 8 to 12 in number. The cells are nearly 8 to 12 in number. And next, at the apical portion of the cell, there is a zymogen granules. The cytoplasm consists of a zymogen granules in the apical portion of the cell. In the apical portion of the cell, here we are going to see the zymogen granules. And next, in between the two cells, the space is called as a intercellular lacunae. In between the two cells, the lateral surface of the two cells are joined by a intercellular lacunae. The apical part of these two cells are joined together by the help of the tight junction. The two cells are joined with the help of a tight complex, which is called as a tight junction, or also called as a junctional complex. The apical part of the junctional complex, is called as a zona oculta. The apical part of the intracellular space. Apical part of the intracellular space is called as a tight junction. It is also called as a zona oculta. The middle portion is called as a adherence junction. It is called as a zona adherens. Whereas the basal part is called as a desmosomes. The basal part is called as a desmosomes, which is called as a macular adherens, which is called as a macular adherens. The two cells which are joined together at the lateral surfaces, this space is called as a intercellular canalicular. Intercellular canalicular. This site is called as a junctional complex. This space is called as a junctional complex. Here, see, the lumen is very small. Lumen is very small with the finger-like extensions to the lumen. The cells will be extended like a finger-like projections towards the lumen. It has apex, base, and two lateral surfaces. The two lateral surfaces are adhering with the side cells to form a junctional complex. The nucleus should be placed in subcentrally. The nucleus should be placed subcentrally. The nucleus is rounded here. The nucleus is rounded here. This is about the serous acinar cells. Whereas coming to the mucous acinar cells. This is a mucous acinar cells. See, here also the cells are pyramidal in shape. The cells are pyramidal in shape. See here, the nucleus is placed flat and towards the basement. Towards the basement. This is the apical part of the cell, this is the basal part of the cell, and these are the two lateral surfaces of the cell. See, here the nucleus is flat and which will be lies towards the basement. This is the basement. And the apical part which will be useful for the secretion of mucin secretion. The apical part which is useful for the mucin secretion. This is about the mucous cells, serous cells and mucous cells. Next, this is a mixed salivary gland. Mixed salivary gland means here we are going to see both serous cell and mucous cell. For the mucous cell, the serous cell will be arranged in a concentric cap shape. See here, this is the serous cell which will be attaches to the mucous cell in a cap shape or in concentric manner. So it is called as a semi-demillion. Semi-demillion. In the name itself, it is indicating that serous cell will be attached in a half moon shape to the mucous cells. So this is the serous demillion cells. Okay. Mucous cell, serous cell, and semi-demillions. In the serous cells, we are going to see nucleus should be placed in subcentrally, whereas it is rounded nucleus. Whereas in the mucous cells, the nucleus is flat and which will be lies towards the basement. In the mixed salivary gland, for this mucous gland, the serous gland will be semi-demillion. It will be attached in the form of a concentric. This is a mixed salivary gland. These are all the ducts. Next, coming to the structural organization of the gland. How the gland is arranged. All the major salivary glands are hexagonal glands. Okay, it consists of mainly three components. Parenchyma, stroma, and ductal cells. Parenchyma, stroma, and ductal cells. In the parenchyma, we are going to see a group of cells. In the parenchyma, we are going to see a group of cells. All these cells are considered the parenchymal tissue. Whereas coming to the stroma, stroma is nothing but stroma consists of capsule. This is the capsule of the gland. See, this is the capsule of the gland. This capsule of the gland, which will be invaginates into the cells, and forms as a septa. Here, this septa will divides the gland into lobules, which will be divides the gland into lobes. Again, this lobe is divided into lobules. See, this is one lobe and this is one lobe. Again, this lobe is divided into lobules. This is one lobule, this is one lobule, this is one lobule. Okay. With the help of this septa, it will divide the gland into lobes and lobules with the help of the connective tissue. This is about the stroma. It will be supports the structure. Which will supports the cells. Its main function of the stroma is supports the cell. It is formed by a connective tissue. It is formed by a connective tissue. Mainly the blood vessels and nerves will be entered through this connective tissue. Along with ducts also passes through this connective tissue. Next, coming to the ductal system. How the ductal system is arranged. See here, this is the lobe and these are the lobules of the gland. And next, in between the lobules, you are going to see interlobular segment. This is the interlobular segment. These are all the blood vessels and their. Next, coming to the ductal system, how the ducts are arranged. See, this is the surface epithelium. The surface epithelium which will be invasiates into the connective tissue. This is the deep connective tissue. Okay, the surface epithelium which will be invasiates into a deep connective tissue. So, this invasinating part is called as a ductal system. This invasinating part from the epithelial surface is called as a ductal system. See here, this is the main excretory duct. First, we should know about the excretory duct. This is an excretory duct. This excretory duct is divided into striated ducts. These two are the striated ducts. Again, this striated duct will be divided into intercalated ducts. These two are the intercalated ducts. This intercalated duct which will be opens into a serous cell. This is the serous cell or secretory end-piece. Okay, this is called as a secretory end-piece or serous cells. Okay, see here. This serous cell is having a lumen. The serous cell is having a lumen along with the serous cells. The cells will be which will be attached to the basement membrane. These are the serous cells. In the center of the serous cells, there is a lumen. This lumen which will expels these secretions into the intercalated ducts. From this intercalated duct, it will expels the secretion into the striated duct. From the striated duct, it will expels the secreted product into the main excretory duct. From this main excretory duct, it will be expelled onto the surface of the epithelium. This is about the arrangement of the ductal system. From the acinar cells to intercalated duct, and from the intercalated duct to striated duct, from the striated duct to main excretory duct, from the excretory duct it will be expelled onto the surface. Okay, this is about the ductal system. See, on the basement membrane of the serous cells and also on the intercalated ducts, here you are going to see one important cells. Those cells are called as a myoepithelial cells. Those cells are called as a myoepithelial cells. Next, we are going to discuss about the myoepithelial cells. Later, we will discuss about the myoepithelial cells. See, in this section of the gland, see, this is one lobe and this is one lobe. Okay, this is the lobe. This part is called as a lobe. This part of the lobe is divided into lobules. This is one lobule and this is one lobule. Lobe and lobules. These are the lobules. See, these are the acinar cells and intercalated ducts and striated ducts. These are the striated ducts. These intercalated ducts and striated ducts, both these will be lies in intralobular part. Okay, both these ducts are intralobular ducts. Whereas the excretory duct, this is the excretory duct. It is called as a interlobular duct. Interlobular duct is the excretory duct, whereas intralobular ducts are the striated ducts and intercalated ducts. These are the striated ducts and intercalated ducts. These two are called as intralobular ducts. Okay, and in between the two lobes here, these two interlobular ducts are fuses together and forms a interlobar excretory duct. Interlobar excretory duct. This interlobar excretory duct will fuses together and forms a main excretory tract. This is the main excretory tract where the secreted products will be expelled onto the surface. This is about the organization of the lobes and lobules, and these are the S-nerves and intercalated ducts and extrahepatic ducts fuses together and forms a interlobular duct. The interlobular ducts are fused together and forms a interlobar excretory duct. It is called as a main excretory duct, which will be opens the secretory products onto the surface. This is the organization of the ductal system. Next, coming to the myoepithelial cells. Myoepithelial cells are also called as basket cells. It will be resembles like a basket shape. See, these are the myoepithelial cells. The shape of the myoepithelial cells is spindle in shape. These are spindle in shape, are also called as a fusiform in shape. Okay, these are spindle or fusiform in shape. See here, the nucleus is oval in shape. The nucleus is oval in shape. Where these myoepithelial cells are present, these are present at the basal laminae and also basal laminae of secretory product or secretory entries, and also in the intercalated ducts. These are present at the intercalated duct and secretory entries. What is the importance of these myoepithelial cells? These myoepithelial cells contracts and expels the secretion from the acini, from the lumen of the acini to the ducts. Okay, these myoepithelial cells which will be contracts. Here we are going to see a filamentous element. Okay, this element which will be useful to contract the acinus, and these acinar cells will release their secretory products into the duct. Lumen, from the lumen it will be passes to the intercalated duct. From the intercalated duct we had studied already. From the intercalated duct it will be expelled to the striated duct. From the striated duct it will be passes to the main excretory duct. Okay, this is the main important epithelial cell, myoepithelial cell. It is a two-mark question. Okay, it is a spindle or fusiform cell. It consists of oval-shaped nucleus. Where it is present on the basement membrane of secretory end pieces and also for the intercalated ducts. For striated ducts and main excretory ducts, we are not able to see the myoepithelial cells. These cells are present at the acinar cells and intercalated ducts. Next, coming to the major salivary glands. The three important major salivary glands. Those are parotid gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland. Parotid gland. Already we had discussed about the parotid gland and all these things in gross. Surfaces, borders, blood supply, now supply, all these things we had discussed in the gross. Okay, it is the largest salivary gland. Say, parotid gland is the largest salivary gland. Where it is present? It is present just in front and below the armpit. It is present just in front and below the armpit. Where it will be lies on the ramus of the mandible. On the ramus of the mandible, in between the angle of the mandible and sternocleidomastoid muscle. It will be present between the angle of the mandible and sternocleidomastoid muscle. This is the location of the parotid gland. Next, this is the salivary duct, parotid duct. This parotid duct is also called as a Stensel's duct. This parotid duct is also called as a Stensel's duct. Arises from the anterior border of the parotid gland. This Stensel's duct, which will be arises from the anterior border of the parotid gland, which will be passes vertically, on the masseter muscle, and it will pierces the buccinator muscle, and finally it will be opens onto the second maxillary molar. It will be opens at the second maxillary molar. It is also called as a Stensel's duct. From where it will be arises? From the anterior border of the parotid gland. Parotid gland, it is one of the largest salivary gland, which will be opens into the vestibule of the mouth. This is the only salivary gland which will be opens into the vestibule of the mouth. See, here main histological feature is in the parotid gland, mostly you are going to see serous glands. These are all the serous acinar cells. These are all the serous acinar cells. In the serous acinar cells, you are going to see dominant nucleus. The nucleus should be placed subcentrally. Nucleus should be placed subcentrally. The zygotes and granules will be present at the apical part of the cell. The lumen is very small here. See, all these cells are serous acinar cells. Okay, this is a striated duct. This is a striated duct. Okay, these are the next. Already you had discussed about the connective tissue. This is the connective tissue. From where this connective tissue arises? From the septa of the capsule. So the capsule, which will be enters into the parenchyma. This is the parenchyma, and here it forms the septa. These are the septa. The septa divides the parenchyma into lobes. These are the lobes, and these are the lobules. These are the lobules. Again, from this septa there is an interlobular septum. This is the interlobular septum. This gland, this lobe is again divided into lobules. Within the lobules, you are going to see some ducts. Those are the striated ducts. In the lobules, you are going to see striated duct and intercalated ducts are also seen in the lobules. Whereas these are the blood vessels which are going to see in the connective tissue septum. This is the connective tissue septum. These are the blood vessels here. Next, coming to the submandibular gland. Submandibular gland. What is the location of the submandibular gland? Here we are going to see in chest to the lower part of the base of the mandible, just in front of the angle of the mandible. Okay. In the submandibular portion, we are going to see a submandibular. This is the second largest salivary gland. First largest salivary gland is the parotid gland. Second largest salivary gland is the submandibular. This is the submandibular. See, submandibular duct. It is called as a Wattman's duct. It will be arises from the anterior border of the submandibular. It will be passes through the sublingual fossa, and which will be opens onto the floor of the oral cavity on either side of the frenulum, which will be opens onto the floor of the oral cavity on either side of the cavity. Okay. Whereas parotid gland, which will be opens into the vestibule, whereas submandibular and sublingual glands, which will be opens onto the floor of the oral cavity. See here, this is the histological pictures of the submandibular gland. It is a mixed gland. It is a mixed salivary gland. See, what is predominant here? Serous cells are more in number. Serous cells are more in number. In the submandibular gland, mixed salivary gland, here we are going to see both serous and mucous cells. But serous cells are predominant here. See, all these are the serous listener cells. Whereas these are the mucous cells. Mucous cells are less in number when compared to the serous cells. So here serous cells are mostly predominant in the submandibular gland. See here, this is the semi-demoneous. So it is mixed salivary gland. This is the mucous cell. For this mucous cell, the serous will be capped like this in a precentric manner. Okay, in a half-moon shape precentric manner. This is called as a semi-demoneous. And rest of the part is same. This is the capsule of the gland, which will be invasives into the parenchyma of the gland. The parenchyma again divides into lobes and lobules. So these are the lobes and lobules. Okay, this is the septa. This septa consists of interlobular duct. See, this is the interlobular duct. Main secretory duct. This is the interlobular duct. And in this connective tissue septa, we are going to see a blood vessel. These are all the blood vessels. Rest of the part is as a granular. Next, coming to the sublingual gland. Sublingual gland. This is the smallest of all the three salivary glands. This is the smallest of all the three salivary glands. It is located. It is present in the body of the mandible in the sublingual fossa. It is present in the body of the mandible in the sublingual fossa. It will be related with the anterior and posterior bellies of the digastric muscles. Anterior and posterior layer of digastric muscles. It lies in the sublingual fossa. Okay. Sublingual duct. It is also called as a Bartholin's duct. Sublingual duct is also called as a Bartholin's duct. Here, this sublingual gland is having many minor ducts. Many minor ducts. All these ducts will not fuse, whereas some ducts will be fused as a ducts of Renvius. Duct of Renvius. And finally, it will be drains into the floor of the mouth, floor of the oral cavity on either side of the cranium. Here, see this submandibular gland, the submandibular gland and sublingual gland, which will be opens into the floor of the oral cavity on either side of the cranium. Whereas parotid gland, which will be opens onto the vestibule towards the second molar tip of maxilla. Second molar tip of upper second molar tip. Next, coming to the histological features for the sublingual salivary gland. It is also a mixed gland. It consists of also both mucus and serous glands. See, here mucus glands are more. Whereas here mucus glands are more in number in sublingual salivary gland. Whereas serous cells are less in number. When compared with mucus cells, serous cells are less in number. Like next of the stroma and ductal system are same. See, this is the mucus cells, these are the serous cells, and this is the connective tissue which formed by the septas. This is the septas. Next, this is the interlobular excretory tract. Next, what is the epithelium we are going to see on the ductal system? What is the epithelium we are going to see on the ductal system? For the intercalated ducts, the epithelium is simple cuboidal epithelium. For the ductal system, the epithelium is simple cuboidal. Whereas for the striated duct, the epithelium is simple columnar epithelium. For the striated ducts, the epithelium is simple columnar epithelium. For the main excretory ducts, or fluid, for this epithelium is pseudostratified columnar epithelium. This is the ductal arrangement. Epithelium is for the intercalated duct is simple cuboidal. For the striated duct, it is simple columnar epithelium. For excretory duct, it is pseudostratified epithelium. Okay, these are all the salivary glands, major salivary glands. In the mucus, in the parotid gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland. In the in the parotid gland, serous cells are present, whereas in submandibular and sublingual gland, both these glands are mixed salivary glands. Whereas submandibular gland, serous cells are predominant, whereas in sublingual salivary gland, mucus glands are predominant. Whereas in minor salivary glands, it secretes 10% of the saliva, whereas minor salivary glands all are the mucus salivary glands. Minor salivary glands all are mucus salivary glands except one apenose gland, which is a serous salivary gland. Thank you.